Okay, YouTube, we have got 46-inch Toshiba TV, model number 46xv645u. I couldn't find a whole lot about it online, so I decided that I would go ahead and make one of myself here. I couldn't find a schematic for it or any type of wiring diagram or any type of advice that I could get from anybody. So as I started breaking it down, I just went with the basics, and I turned on the set, and the power board was good. We got I did notice over here in this section that I had one green light. When I turned it on, there was a surface mount LED beside it that would flash orange. My first thought was that it was the T-Con board, but because there's two sets of wires going in, and I thought side by side is what this meant. Left side was good, right side was bad, that type of thing, but that wasn't the case. I checked all the voltages on the supply side from this power board. They all checked out all the way around. Every post coming off of it was good. It was exactly what it was supposed to be. And then that meant coming over here to the main board, and being on the main board side, I don't have any levels in which these are supposed to read. I don't have any waves that I can look at to see if any of this has gone bad. So I just started tracing out the voltages. One of the things that I did notice was that when I came from these top two, which goes to the light inverter for the backlights, it came to this inverter board on the back hand side. And when it got to it, I had a section up here to where this had no voltage on it at all. So I took that loose and to find out what the problem was. This side down here was putting out a 24 volt DC, which was the wire coming in. The supply was coming in. It supplied a 24 volt over to the section on the back hand side. 24 volts here, 24 volts here. But when I checked across the capacitors on the bottom, I got 24 volts. When I checked across the capacitor on the top, it was 0. So I thought real quick, okay, I'm not going into this. I'll just buy a new board. $33 online. I waited 3 days for it to get here. I came in, I plugged it in, hooked everything back up, turned the set on. It didn't work. Nothing fired up on it. So I broke everything back down and checked my voltages again. When I checked across the capacitors on the bottom of my new board, it didn't even have 24 volts here. None here, none here. So I had to do a little bit of more investigative work, and it came down to find out that there's two surfaces here, one here. On my old board, these were good. On the new board that I bought, these were both blown. So I took the new board and put 10 amp fuses over the top of them from an automobile and put them back in there. Hooked it up, plugged it up. It worked for a few minutes and then blew. So I took that board back out and started searching over my original board, and I found out that a surface mount capacitor at the top of the board, which is in this area here, it was shorted. It was no good. So I took it off and got another surface mount capacitor and replaced the surface mount capacitor in this location, which was killing the voltage supply to the top. I took from the new board that I ordered and put the shorted capacitor, which was here, in place on the original board, and it's in place now. So we're going to turn it around. And fire it off. Takes a minute for it to fire up. Before this green light was flashing, it would flash a couple of times and then turn straight orange. As you can see, the set is working now. I've already tested it out. It's working fine.
Jeff, we need to talk.
It's
We are concerned about augmented terrorists being on the show.
still, there's only one green surface mount LED to the left that is lit.
Frankly, we feel like
So I don't know what it was going for, but it was a misreading with the orange flash before.
There, he's gone. He's flown the coop. Hey,
All the voltages are correct. All the levels are good. The biggest reason I mentioned everything that I went across with this new board, I ordered this board used from a reputable service online. When I got it, they stated that it was used, but it's no good. So if you think that you have found the situation that causes the problem with the set, don't get upset when you put the new part in there and it doesn't work. Investigate the problem and find out if the part that you put in is actually working, because that was a situation which happened with me. With this particular set, with the Toshiba, we have two boards that had the same problem. So this is going to be a very common problem for the 46xv645u. If you're having a problem with a set and it won't come on, I would suggest that you check the backlight inverter first. Check for your voltages across your capacitors and see if you have the 24 volt supply. If you don't, go directly to the fuses and find out if the fuses are blown or not. If both are blown, like on the board that I got in from the reputable dealer, there's quite possibly a bigger problem with the voltage regulation part, instead of a shorted capacitor like which I had on my set. Still, more often than not, I would go directly for the inverter board on the side.